Peeps, we gotta talk about the story mode for Bleach Rebirth the Souls. Now, I saw this morning and I had a lot of thoughts, but let's just make one thing clear. The Bleach Rebirth the Souls game needs improvement. The story mode highlights this immensely. Now, I was ready to give it an excuse, but then I noticed two things. Everyone else and their mother was given the excuse from, we're not necessarily playing this game for the story, to, oh, they still got a few months to fix it. Sound familiar? Well, that's right, guys. We're going through the same thing that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero went through, where people start trying to give excuses which obfuscates the initial point. They need to improve the game. Several key areas I noticed, such as in and out glitches that I pointed out a while back when we got the first gameplay back in September. The second thing is that the shadow quality of objects was actually rigid. We're talking angles. It wasn't smooth like a normal shadow off of, say, of a human body. The shit was pointy. It was bad. The second thing that I noticed, and this is a bit of a nitpick in terms of the presentation, but when Ichigo in the start, instead of showcasing him talking to random thugs, and mind you, in a freaking alleyway, it showed Ichigo talking to some thugs off screen, and then they didn't even have the audacity to show the chick, the ghost, the girl. Instead, you see like a Luigi's Mansion type ghost appear behind him and just dissolves, and then that's it. And I'm like, hold up. The whole thing, you just not gonna show it? You're just gonna ignore it, huh? If you look at the original manga for Bleach, chapter 1 of Bleach goes from him helping that girl, going home, he interacts with his father and sisters, then goes in his room, and then Rukia appears, and then that's how events are supposed to unfold. But you don't see Uzu or Karen, you don't see Ishin, and if you're going off of the anime continuity, you might be wondering, well, we never see the girl getting chased by the Hollow. What makes it even more frustrating is that you hear his sisters, one of the two, speaking at some point during this gameplay. Which means they had the audacity to let you know they exist, but you don't actually see them. Now, were the devs just that lazy that they couldn't have made models for Uzu or Kanen? Or heck, at this point, I would have much rather a slideshow if it meant that we would have saw the characters and know what was going on. But again, if you're looking at the anime, you're like, a lot of stuff we're missing. Do not look at the anime. The manga, the significant portion that was missing was the interaction between him, his siblings, and his father, as well as you seeing Mizaki poster. And then after that, pretty much things play out roughly the same as we see when Ichigo encounters Fishbone. But the one thing that bothers me is like, they're going for that, we're not going to give a cutscene of a bunch of stuff happening, but it's like that, we're gonna give you the characters, they're talking cool, but they're kind of stilled, but at least they're animated. It's a very lazy but not lazy way of going about the story. I'm just saying, so far, I've been seeing people just, this shit, and I'm like, okay. But the fact here is that the game needs improvements. The shadow needs improvements. The lip syncing, the way the characters look, the lighting needs to be improved more. Now, because of that, I'm sure there's going to be somebody that either agrees with me or complains. But here it goes. This game, main purpose, especially considering that we have the anime studio behind the anime also helped with the game look design, and with Kubo there is no way in hell this game is only worried about being really good in-depth fighting. Because if you believe that, then we just go back to the same issue that Sparking Zero was. leading up to the game coming out, people are like, yeah, Spark and Zero, it don't matter for the story. Only thing that matter, we boxing. It's gonna be fun. Then the game comes out, and then guess what? People are saying, yo, the only thing you can do is play online and box, and then people cheese, boo, and that's all you hear, and that's all the substance that the game gave. Fortunately, Bleach Rebirth the Souls is attempting to give you an in-depth story in the sense that you hear these people talking, and quite literally the cutscene stuff was pretty lengthy. Have this been like another anime game, the shit would have been like 4 or 5 minutes at most of length, maybe 3-4 minutes, because that's how fast it could have went down, but it didn't. Instead, we got something which is giving us an abridged look at the story for Bleach, and makes me wonder if the team ever does decide on revisiting and remaking Bleach Part 1 up until Aizen's defeat, but only time will tell. Let me just make it clear once more. I think the shadowing needs to be improved. The details on characters, even the outline of them, needs to be improved. The quality of the cutscenes, a little bit more improvement. In terms of like certain things missing, again, like Ishin, where was Uzu and Kaden? Nowhere. But you heard. So I think we need a better depiction of the story, because if it's that significant where things are missing, it's gonna be disappointing, because you're gonna be interacting with the story. Especially when we got to the end and we saw that there were RPG elements, which I will talk about in another video, so make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss that. They definitely aren't just going to be a Spark and Zero thing where you're just zipping through the story and that's kind of it. You had win conditions and stuff for the battle that happened when he fought against Fishbone D. So there's things that are popping up. But the thing is that the one thing this game cannot fail on is the story. Even if the story presentation remains the same, things like the shadowing, things like the look of the characters should definitely be improved immensely. Needs something done so that it could be improved. Let me know what are some other things that they can improve on specifically to the story. If you disagree with me, let me know why. And please try to give real reasons and not I think or it ought to be, but without having any basis for your ought claim. I'll see you guys in the comment section. I'm Akai saying what, yo, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.